Hello, my name is Shadowlane. Welcome back for another episode of Ep34 Asking to Heaven. I think this might indeed be the last episode. So we are going to be doing a little bit more wars in Africa, most likely. Well, we've got one war that is going to be ending soon, and after that we'll probably do the quick war against Darfur. And then we'll probably do the war against Sokoto and just conquer all of it, what is remaining in there. And then we'll have a fairly decent chance of land in sort of Central Africa here. Plus we got the East Africa, well, I suppose the Horn of Africa, the Abyssinia, and of course we got Tripolitania and Tunis as dominions. I could potentially try to annex them and all that, but I don't really see the need for it, I'll be honest. Because I don't think I can turn... oh. Alright, Transvaal is having a revolution. And USA is supporting various odd nations again. No surprises there. We do have a pretty good income on money right now. I suppose what we need to do... we really need to start spending some money on construction again. I think what I will do is, let's see, do we have, well, we've got a little bit of workers available in here. Although this is not working full speed because the power is a bit too expensive. Do we have, it is already coal-fired power plant. I guess we'll get another 2 in there. That's going to be a little bit of construction work. And where else do we have a lot of, we probably don't have a lot of unemployed people in most areas. Got a little bit in South Tyrol, but that's, well, it's probably needing a bit more power production in there. It has started at least. Is that one? Oh, that one didn't have even steam trains yet. I think we're going to go with the electric trains. That's going to give the power plant something to do, and we can put the electric street lights there. Not necessarily going to need the arcades, to be fair. Oh, and that reminds me, we've got the plastics unlocked. I know it's going to be bloody expensive, but I'm going to do at least one place with the houseware plastics. That's going to be our capital. That's going to provide a whole lot more glass into the market. Of course, it's also going to increase the oil price quite a bit, which might allow the Papal Niger to start utilizing the oil rigs that they have in here. But oh, they are building one in Outer Houseland now. There we go. Any chance of peace still? No, not yet. We got the power plant underway. We could potentially... oh, alright, Yogyakarta is sending an exile our way, or rather the exile is heading our way from Yogyakarta. We've got 18.2 standard of living, so we're actually number 9 worldwide. Let's have a look at the ledger. Oh, we surpassed Chile. We are pretty close to the Netherlands. France is a bit ahead of us as well. Again, we don't really need to take part on most of these wars. We still can't... well, let's let them capitulate, I suppose, on that war. It'll happen soon enough anyway. We've got a bit of a shortage of oil. But I'm guessing the oil shortage will then... right, one of the things that I suppose I could do is I could try importing some. Like Austria. And Britain. And Russia. Queen of Heaven's growing colonial empire in Africa, along with the new means to prevent malaria, has made us a serious contender for colonial control of the continent. Alright then. Scramble for Africa. Oh. On 7 or more unincorporated states in Africa. Ah, right, okay. So basically we need to hold on to this. No, I'm just going to give that to Niger. Not really my problem. Right, so Darfur. Perhaps it's time for you to be incorporated as well. They would not accept that. I'm not surprised by it, to be fair. But let's go ahead and... well, we need to send in the army back. I'll just use this small army. It's doing its job well enough by defeating the enemies on the battlefield, and also it's not too much of an attrition or expenditure for us to worry about. I think, do we have a lot of telephones available? We've got a little bit shorter still. We go ahead and upgrade at least this one to use telephone switches. It's a bit of extra bureaucracy that we get from there. We could probably do something similar in here. That would probably help. And then Istria, how's that looking like? It's a bit of shortage of workers, quite frankly. Beyond that, it's not too bad. I guess we got some power in here. Yeah, we'll put in the assembly line over there, at least. And the tuning workshop, we could probably get the assembly line there. We'll need a whole lot more oil, but we are importing a decent bit, so it's not too shabby. And the expedition in Antarctic is still in grave danger. Not much I can do about it. Okay, it's slowly growing at least. Ooh, Papal Niger is starting to colonize up here. Well, excellent. Now, troops are on the way. A lot of people seem to be declaring neutrality on this conflict. For understandable reasons, to be fair. Oh, and there's another revolt in Abyssinia. Okay, this one's going to be a bit trickier. For that one, I'm going to go ahead and send in the bigger army already. It takes quite a while to arrive there anyway, so let's get it going. It's a lot of putting out fires in Africa, I suppose, in this episode. Or starting fires as well, I suppose, to some degree. So the investment pool has definitely been decreasing in size quite a bit, mostly due to the fact that we are letting the private sector do most of the construction for us. But that does mean that we've got a good 23 million reserves in here, and we've got very low taxes going on. So that ain't too shabby. At least we've got the armies on their way. It's probably going to take another, what, 60 days at least? It's not even shown in here yet. Well, we haven't sailed around the Cape at least. Oh, yeah. No, in the southern Atlantic. So it'll take quite some time, yes, indeed. Oh, and the colonization out here already ended. I guess it was pretty quick, at least. We'll probably win Darfur fairly quickly. Ooh. No, I don't need an obligation. Oh, I don't need to give you an obligation. I can probably sort out that... Oh, they got a fleet in here as well. Okay. Oh, it's a military revolt. I mean, I suppose that does make a bit of sense. The war against Darfur is going to end or start very shortly. It'll probably be a relatively quick war. And then I suppose this army might actually go for Abyssinia to help there as well. Okay, we've got 3 agitators for universal suffrage now. Support is very high. You know what? Maybe it's time to try pass it. Civil nobility is marginalized, so that would be too bad. Oh, but that would radicalize the industrialists. No, we're not going to pass it then. We're happy with the status quo. Oh, there we go. Expedition is finally done. Homecoming. The crew of the Antarctic expedition have finally returned home. As the first men ever to reach the South Pole, they are lauded as papal heroes. So the Admiral gets Explorer is no longer busy. Successful polar explorer permanently plus 25 or 35 popularity, and for 5 years we get 100 prestige. There we go. So we've got 3,500. How close are we to? Okay, we're pretty far behind France and Great Britain, admittedly. Well, there we go. We conquered the South Pole, at least in theory. Right, we got our first battle already in Darfur, and it's pretty much as easy as one might expect. But that reminds me, in the mobilization on the 5th Army, it doesn't actually get any of the good stuff. We'll put the machine guns there regardless. We'll probably use the first aid. The organization is going to be dropped quite heavily, but I think we've still got a fairly good chance of winning that. And there's the war in Abyssinia. Now, I'm pretty sure that our troops are going to be able to start advancing fairly easily. The enemy isn't that strong. And expiring obligation payable in Niger. That's fine. We can actually just absolve that obligation. Not really needed. They'll do what we want anyway. We don't need an obligation for it. Oh, there we go. That one's now heading back to... Yeah, it's heading back to Italy. While the armies over here are... Well, we've got one big battle in here where we are absolutely annihilating the enemy. They are dug in and all that, but it's not saving them. Not from our siege artillery. That does remind me, though. Did we upgrade these ones in here? We did. Okay, good. So that's all the troops upgraded there. Then we could upgrade our fleet probably quite a bit, but it's not that crucial right now. Although that reminds me, we probably have a lot of interest that we could be just assigning, just taking everything that we can. And actually, that is... Let's have a look at the strategic regions. So that's Congo. So technically speaking, Niger does have a little bit of Congo already. I mean, fair enough. We'll get a little bit of Nile. I don't know if we can form a colony in here. I'm pretty sure that in North Africa we can't form, but Senegal is already one. Niger... Well, we don't have Senegal, of course, but the French do. And I think the... Well, it's mostly the French, yeah. And we got the Congo. We do not have South Africa. We don't have a Sanjay, or East Africa, I suppose. We do have Ethiopia, at least. And that entire region is owned by us. Well, our colony, technically speaking, but regardless. It is entirely in our market. Real markets, though. I don't suppose there's a lot of people that would be willing to join our market. Not really, no. Zanzibar doesn't like us. Now, to be fair, that's actually one of the things that we could potentially do is conquer Zanzibar. Although, they are on the independent market. They got trade agreement with Britain. They got a rivalry with Marina Kingdom. Oh. If we take Zanzibar and then Marina Kingdom, well, we've got a good relation with Marina, actually. So that's... We didn't form an alliance with them. Huh. do not have a defensive battle with them, although the Ottomans do. So maybe not go for that sort of route then. But technically speaking, we could get our own colony in here that way. Papal East Africa, I presume, would be the name. Right, so Darfur, are you willing to... Oh yeah, you would be taking a peace deal already. There we go. Let me just have a look. So yeah, no, we will not be able to do a colony in there. I could potentially just give this to Niger. Or, no, not necessarily going to give that to Abyssinia. Seems like it would be a bit hard to control. Let's just wait for a few moments. So we've got a small army there. I think we'll just go ahead and give this to Papal Niger. I do not really need that. Although I can't do that because I'm committed in diplomacy play. Okay. Oh, rather this one. We haven't committed in that. I think that might be the case. Let's have a look. No, it's... Oh, wait. No. It's just the war. Well, once that is over, we can then possibly give that. Right. Well, we do have a bit of... Is there any shortage of resource? Not directly, at least. Because a lot of these aren't working full speed anyway. Is the infrastructure level okay? It is mostly fine. We can probably reduce the workforce in some of these as well. Go with photographic art. Actually, if we were to build a power plant in here... We've got the railway already. We can put the steam trains at least in there and steel passenger carriages. Livestock ranch, we can get the barbed wire. But they had actually a fairly substantial amount of productions in here. But of course, most of those productions were utterly useless for their needs. Actually, we might not want to go with the oil usage in the fertilizer plant. Anyway, in the meanwhile, the war in Abyssinia is going mostly fine. Modern battle fleet tactics unlock, so more max naval bases, that's good. Or max level naval bases. Society, we're going to get the Zeppelins. I don't know what's going to be spreading in military, but I'm sure that we'll get at least one more tech in here. Actually, I'm not so certain. You know what? Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to pull the Zeppelin and then the NCO training. We're going to leave the production techs to the side because we don't get any spread in there. So the progress would be quite slow, all things considered. And the innovation is still at the cap. So we're still getting okay. Oh, there we go, 88% literature rate. So we're probably not going to hit 90% completely, but we're getting pretty darn close. How's the literature rate up here? It is 50. Okay. Is that in the incorporated population? Ah. Yeah, so that's the incorporated population. So that's kind of good, at least. I'm guessing the revolution is... Well, it's been sieged down already. So the troops can return back home. Actually, we're going to go ahead and demobilize this already. We'll need to do one more war against Sokoto. And then give all of that land to... Well, first of all, give Darfur to Niger. I think that's only fair. Because they control this area already. We don't actually want to control all of that directly. Oh, there we go. So, Papal Niger. Trade states. Darfur. And yes, they would accept. Which doesn't surprise me. Yeah, I think we'll just go with that. That takes away some of the construction that I was doing, admittedly. There we go. Papal Niger. How much is their GDP now? Just out of curiosity. It is 30 million. Okay, I mean, it's not the worst. How high on the list are they? They're number 19, actually. And I'm pretty sure that Abyssinia has got even higher. Yeah, it's 45, so they're number 15. And I'm number 4. Okay. So I'm guessing this... British Raj... Oh, yeah, British Raj is back together. I don't think I'll be able to surpass them anytime soon. But, hey, we've got almost 240 GDP. Well, 240 million, that is, of course. So we've still got quite a bit of oil. Or demand for oil. I don't know if the colonies have started building more. I mean, they've got 3 being built. Okay, yeah, I think they are starting to get to the hang of that. Start building more and more. Right, well, in the meanwhile, let's go ahead. Since we've conquered everything else but Sokoto, of the areas that we wanted to conquer, let's just go ahead and get started on that. So we can probably start with the... We'll go with the eastern land. What we'll do is we'll send in this one. For that small area there, and then we can probably take the other army. And go for Sokoto. A bit shorter distance. We'll see if anyone else joins in here. We might take quite a bit of infamy on this war, admittedly. So what was it? Right, it was the East Halseland. I'm going to put in the conquer state on the Sokoto chat already. That's a fairly small area there. We'll probably have that soon enough. Oh, right, we've got Romania in here. Nice, okay, Jing is still pretty strong. Japan is still Shogun. Well, okay, so Siam got reduced in size a little bit earlier. Burma did lose a part to Australia. It was also been taking some lands in Indonesia, actually. Right, since this is probably going to be the last big war that we're going to do, I'm just going to put in all the war goals, get all the, admittedly, a whole lot of infamy, which might prompt some, oh, Egypt sides with, oh, alright then, let's go out and send some troops in here then. So Egypt may have quite a bit of troops, but I don't know how good their troops are, admittedly. Almost 300 battalions. It's skirmish, irregular, so it's a mixture of all sorts of things. It's not really that great then. Also, we got our fleets that we can send in here. I'm assuming that there's not going to be any other... Oh, we don't have a leader in this one. Alright then. We'll take the tactical convoy raider. I think that sounds like a good idea. We'll promote that one. And we could send it in here to raid convoys. Or we could send it down here to do some convoy raiding. Well, in that case, if Egypt is joining in... do we want to take more things? Let's actually have a look. What war goals could I press for? If we want to stay below 100 infamy, Sinai would actually be possible. You know what? I might go for that. Now we've got 93. That's already quite a bit. And I don't think there's anyone that would be... No, actually there is someone that would be willing to join. Britain. War goals. Ban slavery in Egypt. Sure. Ah, right, so they got that from there now. That's fine. We've got some troops heading in here to the front line. We're technically speaking using their port there to land, but sure. I guess that'll be okay. It'll be a very expensive war, I reckon, but I think this is going to be quite doable. We've got quite a bit of infamy as well. We've also got quite a... Well, we've got some maneuvers. We could maybe take something from them still. Like maybe Matrush or... Oh, actually. Crete might not be a terrible plan. How much would it cost to take Crete? Actually, what is their, let's see. Liberate countries? Oh, we could liberate Crete. Oh. Then I could maybe join in with Greece. Sure. It's not going to be infamy towards us. Directly, at least. We've got quite a bit of troops in here, so what I might do... Okay, yeah, these are just defending the front line. We'll let them spend their manpower on us right now, while there's probably going to be a whole lot of armies coming in and down here to do the fighting. The investment port is dropping in size quite a bit, though, so I'm a little bit worried about that. I suppose we're not doing any construction ourselves. I could just go ahead and increase the taxes and not have to worry any about that. Of course, another thing that we will probably need to do is we need to build some more stuff. There's not a huge amount of... Well, I suppose there's a lot of automobiles that we'll need. But for that, we need a whole lot more oil, which, to be fair, did we have any... We've got motor engines up here. They are producing that already. We can put in the electric engines there. And we've got the power plants in here that we could turn into coal-fired power plants. There we go. So that's without any more construction. That's already a $250 million GDP. And that's just us, of course. Our colonies then have at least another... I don't know, probably 100 million total. Maybe not that much, but... close to it. Oh, France is declaring neutrality in here. Well, that's good. So we're going to be taking all of Sokoto. We're going to be taking some land from Egypt, although there might not be quite enough of stuff in there. But I suppose Britain is going to be joining in on the southern front line in here. Already. And I'm mostly holding this on my own, I reckon. At least for the time being. They've got 100 battalions, but they're not really that strong. They've got fairly good defenders in here. So yeah, it's just a matter of letting them attack it a little bit first, and then we'll clear them out later. They're still escalating, but I suppose our side is a lot stronger, so they are definitely uncertain. Of course, I've got most of my troops active, or actually, I got all of my troops actually, except the conscripts, but I'm not going to activate those at all, unless I really need to, and I don't think I'll do. Stop the presses. Newspaper ban under the Papal law has started being printed again. Under the permissive laws of Switzerland and smuggle across that border. We can look at the other way, just this once, or crack down hard on anyone spreading this filth. I think we're just going to take the hit there. I want to keep Switzerland happy with us, quite frankly. And there's a swarm of troops heading down to the southern front line right now. Our side does have a bit more... Oh, right, there's the British troops heading in there now. Mexico sides with Ottoman... Oh, right, Denmark is having a revolution. So I'm not really needed on that one. Just to focus on the war against Egypt. We'll need to do a landing on Crete at some point, but we can wait on that at least a little while. They've got a whole lot of fleets moving through here. Are they trying to sink convoys? They might be. Or they might be trying to go and cut off this one. Or actually, how are we looking on the fleets total? They got 72. Oh, yeah, they don't have all that much then. They've got a few fleets over here, but I think our fleet is going to be crushing them as soon as we figure that they are in here. Well, speak of the devil. Yeah, no, we've got a quite... Well, actually, the offense value isn't that much higher on these ships right now. We've got a lot more ships in there, though. And they're now attacking from Egypt into Libya. But of course, our troops are dealing pretty hefty damage on them. In the south, that seems like it's going to be a victory there. That one's going to be a defensive victory. So overall, they're... Oh, right, and this one's going to be probably a victory against Sokoto. And what about that one? That one's going to be another victory. I think we'll use the 60... Oh, there's the Zeppelins. Market access price impact is increased even further. Ooh, this one's possibly going to be a loss. They had a lot more troops in the combat, and we're exhausted. But at the same time, I mean, at least we're delaying them quite a while. This one's heading down south to help with all of that. We could potentially use this one actually to just do the naval landings into Crete. I think that might not be opposed. So, do a landing on Crete. We'll have the fleet in Eastern Mediterranean, so that the 80 flotillas. So we can take Crete, that's at least one war goal already ours. I suspect that at least... Oh. Then there's that from the British. And that, yeah, that is going to be a victory for them. That one's kind of even combat there. Our defense over here is probably going to fall at least one battle. But I think overall... It won't take too much area here yet, I don't think. Now, if we have a look at the manpower... Well, actually, they got a bit of an advantage on manpower. Although not as large as one might think. Ooh, oil discovered in Darfur. Well, that's handy. How much? 6 oil rigs. Oh, wow. All capacity for 6. Oh, we're losing a bit of convoys in... Oh. Right, the Egyptian fleet is in the English Channel. There's quite a few ships moving through here. Or troops and all that. Including some fleets, I suppose. Oh, they did conquer most of that. Right then, if we have a look at the manpower now, so we've got actually the manpower advantage. Which case, I'm just going to go ahead and take the... Which one is that? That's the direct supply requisitions expert. I'll take the artillery commander, start going with the heavy barrage. Start doing a bit of a counterattack. Oh, right, we did the landings in here already. That's all done. They've still got some troops stationed around here to protect against any landings. They did occupy British Sinai, I think. Or did they? Yeah, they did. No surprises there. It's just a trade port anyway. Ooh, there we go. Our side managed to push at least a little bit from the south. And our attack might be successful. We've got higher attack than their defense is. I'm guessing we're probably dealing a lot more damage on the battlefield as well. Double careful maneuver. Alright then. Yeah, no, this is going to be a victory. We do need to retake the Libyan desert, though. I mean, it's not necessarily that valuable area, mind you, but it would be handy. I'm guessing, well, Sokoto doesn't want to capitulate yet. I will be pushing all of these. Now, the reason why I want to get the Sinai is that I can at least start building the Suez Canal, even though I might not have time to build it. At least so that it would be built in there. I probably should have taken the Sinai already in the previous war against Egypt, but I decided not to. And it was probably a mistake. Oh, there we go. There's a lot of yeah, a lot of occupation in there. Co-belligerent in default. Oh, Oyo is in default. Okay, that's not good. Where did these... Oh, right, our second army arrived in here, in the south. It'll be advancing from there, so we can just push from the south, I suppose. Over here, we'll just hold the line for the most part. How's the strength looking like? It's not too bad. There's some British troops in here helping as well. We've got the larger of the two armies doing the attacking, or the two generals, I suppose, doing the attacking, and I suppose what we could do is just switch this one to do a bit more. At least one of these could do some more convoy raiding. It looks like Sokoto is, yeah, they're going to be giving up in a week and a bit. Oh, actually, no, it's just a week. They will be capitulating and we'll have a decent bit of more land in here that we can give to Papal Niger. I'll give that land to them. And this army is not something we need. I think we might have a few other armies that we don't need. Yeah, there's the 6th army that is empty. So now there's going to be a whole lot more troops attacking from the south. I'm just going to advance along the Nile. We might also push across the... or along the coastline here. But only a little bit. There we go, I'd say that was a pretty decent. That is going to be yet another victory. Although we are having a bit of blunder in there, so we're taking a bit more casualties than what's perhaps necessary. But regardless, we're definitely inflicting a lot of casualties in the area. We are actually almost a 50 million population now. Oh, we did manage to retake some of the area in the Libyan desert. And Egypt is already... oh, alright. More revolutions. Egypt is already at 70 war support. It can't go below 0 because we do not control Sinai and we do not control the capital. So I suspect... oh, we got some naval combats in here. There we go, we're just wrecking their fleets there. Yeah, there's already 2 full states occupied in the south and there's going to be probably a 3rd one, Dongola, soon enough. Largely thanks to the British advance, admittedly. Oh, there we go. That's the 3rd colony, or not colony, the 3rd state occupied. We are going to be taking these 2, well, soon enough. And I think our advance into Matru is at least started. Oh, there's a little bit more areas that we need to retake in there. I guess I could just send this one to the front line there. Help us to have a few more extra battalions for all the combats. Battalions, mind you, that have been resting for a while. Pleasant climate in Crete. There we go. That's 2 halves of the state in here, and there we go. We've taken all of Matru. And now we are trying to advance into Lower Egypt. Not very successfully, mind you, but oh yeah, they got a lot more troops in there right now. Actually, is that... no, it's still 2 different front lines. But probably not for long. Oh, because we haven't taken this state yet. There we go. Now it's just 1 front. And now we've got almost 500 battalions in here. I think it might be soon the end of this war. That is going to be yet another combat. So Upper Egypt will be fully occupied then. After that one, there we go. So there's Middle Egypt and Lower Egypt. And then, of course, Sinai and a bit of the Levant over here. So we will be able to get a lot of that soon enough. We do have a little bit of shortage of bureaucracy, mind you, but I guess that's something that I could fix with a little bit of switchboards. Like switching this one, or telephone switchboards. It's going to be 50 telephones needed, but that's going to be a whole lot more bureaucracy available as well. Well, a decent bit more. So the deficit is, or bureaucracy shortage is a lot less. And, oh, there we go. The battle for Alexandria is going on there. Looks like Middle Egypt is also... yeah, that one's going to fall soon enough. Well, it's a good thing that we've been keeping good relations with Britain the entire playthrough, so in cases like this, they can speed up the warfare quite nicely. There we go. That's not entire state occupied there yet, but there's another combat going on. And the enemy, while they have a lot of battalions, their strengths on those battalions are rather poor, which does definitely give us a bit of a chance of conquering the rest of this soon enough. We've got a good 260 million GDP. And, oh, women in the workplace. Industrial are supporting that. Hold on a minute. There's no one opposing it. Oh, we can get that on. We've only got 1 active combat right now. And that probably means that we'll be conquering this state in its entirety soon. Maybe? Or maybe not entirety, but probably a little bit. Now we've got 2 large combats in here. Are we part of any of these? No, that's just Army of Ireland, okay. And then on this one, it's 23rd British Army. Oh, against Austria. Hold on a minute. Austria versus Prussia. German leadership. Oh, they're still trying. And it seems like Prussia might be the stronger candidate in there. Well, luckily I'm not going to be joining on that one. Oh, and there we go. We've got Middle Egypt. And of course, Egypt still doesn't want to surrender, but they are getting to the point where, yeah, there's not much that they can do. We've got a whole lot of money, though. I'm going to go ahead and reduce the taxes again. Police brutality. The use of force was warranted. Just keep the British bourgeoisie happy. Oh, and Austria backs down. Oh. So now Prussia could, in theory, reform Germany. In 1934. Not exactly in a timely manner, mind you, but sometimes things can get a little bit tricky. Oh, well, there we go. We've got the Lower Egypt. So Egypt will now probably start looting the water. But oh, yeah, they would take the peace deal. So let's actually set the terms for white peace. Because they went the leader, so now we can propose a peace deal. And we have all of Sinai. And we got all of that. Oh, right. Sinai is isolated. We do not have a port there yet. Well, that can be quite easily sorted out. And can I start building the Suez Canal? No. I don't own the treaty port. But what about Britain? Could I now... Trade states? No. Oh, they are probably busy in another war, aren't they? Yeah, multiple. Fair enough. So no, I can't build that yet. But at least we got the area in here. That is also good for lead and iron. That's not too big of a deal. I do wonder if Prussia is actually going to be forming Germany or not. But it is already 1934, December, so we've got 1 year to go. I know that the episode is getting a little bit longer. We'll go ahead and... Actually, we'll zoom out. And we'll speed up. So there's not going to be quite as much things to render. I'm going to just have a look at the higher upper scale of the map and all that. So USA did not take all of the west coast here. Or the historical portion of there. Although Mexico, or borders with Mexico seem to be pretty much the usual. Or the historical. At least USA and Mexico. Brazil did not win the war against Chile. Although Chile took quite a bit of land on Patagonia. Ooh, and there's the NCO trading. Right, what are we getting in society? Oh, mass propaganda. No, I'll take it. I'll take it. We won't be able to get all the text, but that's partially because we've had the -10 from censorship on the text spread the entire game, and that has been slowing us down a lot. That's alright, so we could potentially now switch the armies into squad infantry. Also all of these artillery. Oh, right, these artilleries need to be upgraded. And then those could be upgraded. That can be upgraded. There we go, so that's one army. Fourth Papal Army is going to get the same treatment. There we go. And then we got the 5th Army. Oh, what is this then? Oh. Hold on a minute. Did we play in France? Oh, they want South Tyrol. Okay. Alright then. Alright then. Well, that's a cocky move. I mean, I suppose I can help. Oh, they did get North German Federation now, at least. Oh, and Stormtroopers spreading. Okay, that's quite handy. I guess we could go ahead and queue that up in there as well. So we are upgrading our troops right now. I'm not going to initially send the... Right, did I actually... I didn't start upgrading this one yet. There we go. I guess the biggest army is probably the one that could be going in and help quite a bit already. I'll switch to defend front. And we'll go for the southern front line in here. I do not want to lose South Tyrol, so we'll just kind of have to hold on to this. Not exactly the war that I was expecting, admittedly. So we've got a almost 265 million GDP, so we are number 4 worldwide. We've got literary rate of 89%, which is already pretty strong, all things considered. Standard of living is good to 18.3, so number 10 worldwide. Could be better. We are 50 million population. Oh, right, Belgium joins in. And we've got a second army. I suppose this could be... I'm just going to switch to defend front. Although they're still getting a lot of upgrades, so we'll just wait on that one, actually. Let's have a look at the big army that we sent in here. Is that, well, actually, it is largely squad infantry now. But that does help. So who else do they have? They got Spain. And Belgium and Norway. And since I'm technically speaking one of the war targets for the war, I don't think I can be... Like, I can't declare neutrality. Because it is targeting us to some degree. Well, mostly... Oh! They want to liberate Papal Abyssinia. That's a bold move. Alright, well, what I can do is I can move in my fleet down here into Gibraltar. We also got the second fleet up here, which could probably be moved up to the English Channel, maybe. Provide some protection there. No, Russia sides with North German Federation. Alright then. Well, I guess we are going to have a massive war at the end of this. Of course, it's going to take a better part of the year before the war even starts. Well, Russia declared rivalry. Alright, We could probably rival them back. Same with North German. Actually, I can't... Yeah, no, we can't rival North German Federation. A Papal Woman's Travels. A popular set of travel writing by a female author have been published, lending support for the women of the workplace law. There's 10% support, or we can gamble for either -10 or +20. I think we'll just take the 10%. We've got 52% chance there, so it's gotta be good enough, I reckon. I suppose all this warfare will probably increase the profitability of our military equipment production. Especially a bit of the radios, I suppose we can get, but we definitely need a bit more telephones as well. We need a whole lot more oil, which I suppose that's actually one of the things. Some of the trade routes are not going to be active once the war starts. I'm actually just going to go and cancel all the trade with Russia already. And Spain. And another thing that I could do is probably try to import some more oil in the meanwhile. Who can we import? America is probably the only option right now. Well, maybe Ecuador could provide a little bit, and Japan. Not going to import from the Russian market, though. So if we can get a little bit of stuff at least, that'd be nice. So overall, I think the enemy might actually have some more troops than we do. I'm going to keep the 4th Papal Army. I'm going to mobilize it, but I'm going to keep it back at home. Just in case things go badly. And someone tries to do a landing on my territories. But we have our 90 battalions on the Ile-de-France front. Admittedly, my troops are just defending. The French are trying to advance. Oh yeah, I got defense of 94 average. Or they seem to be 93.9, but we can probably round it up, right? Admittedly, my infamy is a bit on the high side. Still 83.6. How's the investment pool? It's actually still growing. Anyway, it's still growing. Industrialists aren't even in the government right now. Let's actually have a look. Could we switch the government around a little bit again? Not really. I mean, we could get them in, but that would reduce the legitimacy a lot. So we'll just hold on to what we have right now. Oh, Spain declared rivalry. You were supposed to be my friend. I mean, if we do have a look at the total manpower in this war, there is a lot on both sides. There's already 860 battalions mobilized on our side. Mostly French, a bit from me. And then there's almost 1,300 battalions from the enemy. So Russia's got a lot. Spain's got a decent bit. But they are going to be rather busy with the land front there. Belgium's got a little bit, Norway's got a bit. Germany's got 400. So Germany's the second largest on the enemy side. Now, admittedly, we might have a bit of advantage on the quality of our troops. There's also some... where are these heading to? Ah, right, on the Spanish front line there. I think we're going to go and mobilize the small army in here, and I think... I don't know if they're going to be trying to do landings, are they? I think we can just go ahead and move this one to the Spanish front. Shouldn't take too long to arrive there. And provide some, just that little bit of support. They got 500 battalions in there attacking. Oh dear, that's going to be rough. A landmark case. A little case that has grabbed the attention of the whole country. A judge has ruled that domestic violence is the grounds for divorce. This supports our cause immensely. Or we can get 10%. How's the Korea? Well, we can afford taking -2 from the Korea. But there we are. So we'll probably need to slow down to speed 4, just so that we don't explode. We've got 2 battles in here. We've got Abyssinia. I think this is, yes, Papal Abyssinia is helping defend 1 battle. They're a bit overwhelmed by numbers, but our vassals' troops are a bit better in defense than what the enemies are in attack. Actually, the French are going to be winning that battle quite handily. And then what about our troops? Are we busy in battle? We are, in several. We're going to be losing 1, but we are going to be winning at least 1 of these. Oh wow, we got, for a moment, we had 100 defense in there for, well, it wasn't long, mind you, but it was better than nothing. We're seeing a whole lot of enemy convoys. Oh, door rollers are spreading. Well, there we go. So someone's researched it. There's a lot of battles over here in northern France, and some battles in the southern France as well, but I think these ones are going to be a bit easier to defend, although we might lose a few battles here and there, like this one's running out of manpower, so we can't do too much about that. Our troops arrived in the scene a bit too late. Oh, are they doing some convoy raiding in here, or are they just moving through? Oh, Benin is... Oh, dear, that's not good. Benin is in default. Alright, well, how about we give Benin a bankrolling? And similarly with Oyo, we'll give them a bit of bankrolling. It basically costs us nothing, mind you. So it means that they will be able to continue fighting for a little bit. Oh, wow, that is quite a few fleets up here in Bay of Biscay. Okay, this one's going to be a... Oh, there we go. Our army is helping in here. And it's quite a large battle. They started with over 200,000 men. We started with 156,000. But, yeah, there's still got a bit of advantage in numbers there. But it's quite obvious that we are going to be winning that battle. We're losing some convoys in here now. Oh, there's a bit of naval combat in here. Oh, right, there's the Spanish and all that. Ooh, France is losing a bit of ground in here. I mean, at least my troops... Oh, well, never mind. We lost that battle. So I don't know if this battle or if this war is going to be winnable or not. We've got agitated, of course. I don't think... Oh, Baden is in default. Hohenzollern is in default. Well, luckily, actually, the war is probably not going to have time to end. Admittedly, I know we're way too long with this episode already, but I think we're just going to keep it as one. Oh, Hamburg has been unified, I guess. More progressive voting. We might get the women in the workplace before the end of the game. We've got a fairly good defense up here. Well, it could probably be a bit better, but it's good enough for now. Again, our biggest thing over here is just to make sure that the enemy doesn't win quick enough so that, technically speaking, once we reach... Well, it's just a few months anyway. We'll have a victory. I haven't actually had a look at the population graphs or anything like that recently, like what's the demographics and all that, but I think we'll just wait until we reach the end of the playthrough and we'll have a look at those. We've got a bit of a convoy running in there. Where do we have our second fleet? Ah, right, up here. I think it might be time to switch you to intercepting. Oh, you are currently in combat. Right, okay, well, I'm going to wreck that Russian fleet then. We might want to move it in here to intercept some of these convoy raiders. They seem to be quite keen on sinking convoys in various places. That's a massive Spanish fleet in here. We've got 80 flotillas admittedly ourselves, so I think we'll be mostly fine there. That is the northern front line looking like. Oh, that's the French army. Well, actually, we can have a look at this. Ooh. Oh, we've got several battles that we're definitely part of. I mean, there's one very large battle where the enemy's taken about 40,000 casualties of dead. Well, not quite 40, but close to 40,000 in wounded and dead. Okay, we're still limited. We're still at the max innovation that we can get. But unfortunately, we did not reach the secondary goal of getting all the techs. But, you know, the fact that we couldn't switch away from censorship was a bit of a problem. And to be able to do that, we'd have to have taken away the state religion and all that. And that wasn't in the cards. Right, so can I move this one? Oh, wait, no, it's still at combat. Well, we're going to have another combat in there. I guess we're just sinking some of these convoy raiders in here. In the meanwhile, on the southern front, seems like a situation is actually... Yeah, it's turned around. The French are now attacking. But there's also quite a bit of land on the northern front line that has been lost already. At least this one's going to be a victory. Oh, the investment pool is not building enough. I think there's just not... Yeah, fair enough. Oh, well, there we go. Women in the workplace. So workforce ratio is increased. Birth rate will be reduced a little bit. But that's fine. That does mean that there's probably a lot more buildings that could be built now, since there is workforce available. Oh, Abyssinia is having some problems, depending in Normandy. What do they have in their army, actually? Let's have a look. One of these Russian, not Russian, German armies. So they got Lancers, Siege Artillery, Trench Infantry, and Skirmish Infantry. Alright, so it's not really that bad. They just got a whole lot of them. That's the problem. But luckily it's already November. And we've got a whole lot of naval combats up here, do we? Oh yeah, we caught another right there. Ah, there's mass propaganda. There we go, more authority. Not that we particularly need it, mind you, but we could do something with it. Actually, you know what? Let's see. How much could we get if we were to put in another luxury tax? And then if we put in... Right, if we were to put in very high taxes, which I'm not saying that we will, but if we were to, we could increase our tax revenue by 800,000. That would be about 1 million extra, or 1 million profit per week. That would be pretty decent. I mean, it would also mean that the standard of living would just plummet, mind you, but it's alright. Are we in any combats in here? We've got 2 combats, but we should be winning both of them. We're helping a little bit in here. Well, actually, we might not win that one. We have some troops in there. clearly not enough manpower in that one. But at least the enemy is taking casualties. And the attrition is ongoing in there. Oh, there we go. The French have actually pushed into Spain. I mean, that's the thing. If they can take over Spain and then move the troops north, so this is not a lost war yet for the French. Not to mention they've got quite a larger population and military and all that. So it's quite likely that the French would actually win this. It looks like, the war support on both Germany and Spain are quite small. Russia is still pretty happy about this war, but the other allies, maybe not as much. Although I suppose Belgium is currently mostly safe there, I suppose. But there's a good set of combats in here, and a decent chunk of them are going to be victories to our side, so that's good. Still got the convoy raiding in there. We've got still enough convoys to last for a little while. It's just... Oh, there we go. Victorian century. Again, not the first time we've got on that. Right. So let's actually have a look at the population. So labourers make about 37%. I don't think there's a whole lot of peasants available anymore. I think those are very, very tiny bit of the population. Oh yeah, there's less than 100,000. Alright then. Political strength, capitalists, engineers and farmers make the biggest three. And population is mostly North Italian, South Italian, and some Slovenese. Which, to be fair, considering that we only control our, well, basically just Italy. So that's kind of understandable. Political strength, of course, is mostly in North and South Italian. Same with, it basically goes hand in hand with the portion of the population, more or less. And the population is largely Catholic. There's a few Sunnis and animists, but not too many either. Political strength is, well, obviously mostly Catholic then. There's even Protestants have a little bit, but the Protestants are actually not that high a portion of the population then. If we have a look at the GDP, we started with relatively small, like we had maybe around 1 million or something like that. But we did get to 272 billion at the highest, so that's not too bad. Standard of living went from around 10 to 18.5. So that was mostly fine. Prestige did go up quite a bit, and population definitely went up a lot. So overall, not too bad. Not too bad at all. I mean, sure enough, we didn't meet up the goal with the text, as I said, but we did get both Ethiopia and, well, we didn't control directly Libya, but we did have it as a dominion, and of course we got a whole lot of areas in sub-Saharan Africa as well. But anyway, that is where we're going to have to end for today. Tomorrow, hopefully, I will be starting a new playthrough in Hearthrine 3 in the Black Ice mod, because that got recently a new patch, so that's what we'll be playing then, or tomorrow, and we'll be... I haven't quite decided which nation I'll be playing as, so we will have to wait on that one. But we will be returning to Victoria 3 sooner or later. We'll just take a little bit break to get some, or wait some patches on the latest release and all that, and see if the next DLC is already released by then. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.